how do you go about keeping a space clean? You've got guys coming and going inside the house, stuff's in the air, maybe smells going on. From an owner standpoint, it's like the last thing I need is to be vacuuming at night, cleaning up sawdust or muddy footprints or something like that. So I guess whenever you're looking at remodeling a bathroom, which is most typically in an occupied space, how do you go about protecting that space?
It depends on the scope of work you're doing based on the intensity of containment that we might provide. There are instances in which you might need to use negative air and run a temporary duct line out a window. And that's something that we're more likely going to do in a place where sanitation is life-saving. So again, if we run into microbial growth, black mold, that kind of stuff, we're going to seal the site using a heavy gauge plastic, no less than like 8 millimeters. We would go through, we'd have like a zip for access, but you'd put a HEPA negative air machine and run duct out of the area until the mold or whatever microbial growth had been treated and sealed. And in a less intense situation than if we're working in a hospital or a restaurant, or if there's mold or whatever, which I assure you there is almost always mold. If you're dealing with a wet area, bathroom, restaurant, kitchens, mop sinks, all that good stuff, there's always mold. Just as a side note, it's a good rule of thumb to say that you should remodel your bathroom probably every decade or so, just to keep an eye on what's going on inside your walls. But that's an aside. Nonetheless, containment. For a regular job, we're going to put up our plastic. That's going to keep construction debris like gypsum or silica dust from floating around in your house and landing on your nightstand and your toothbrush and your bed and all that stuff, right? So we'll set up containment. In the path from containment to our dumpster, we roll out plastic. We'll cover anything like a bed or a dresser or whatever that might be in our path. We'll cover that with additional plastic. That's to control dust, and the containment helps control smells. When we open up a drain, we immediately cap it, we stuff a rag in it, and then we put saran wrap over the top. And then at the end of the day, all of that plastic gets pulled down, rolled up. We vacuum what we need to vacuum, and we mop what we need to mop.